What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gotians Games. Welcome back to another Sword Art Online Integral Factor video. And in today's video, we are going over the man, Eugeo! And we're going to go over this skill in detail to kind of explain what makes this skill so damn good. And in my opinion, the most broken skill in this game. I repeat, the most broken skill in this game, and we're gonna go over it, and I'm gonna explain why I feel that way right after the intro. And by the way, before I do that, not sponsored. Alright guys, so we're going to go over this skill, Underworld Swordsman Eugeo. And yes, I know I keep saying Eugeo, and that's because I think it's funny and I trigger you guys so much when I say it, and it's like hilarious. So that's me trolling you guys. So we're going to go over the skill. Now, this is like my this is now my 5th time recording this video. And I've already, like, to the point, uploaded the video, and now I have to take it down because I keep finding more things to go over with this skill. There's just so much about this skill that just makes it so damn good. So first things first, let's go ahead and read the skill out. Now, keep in mind, mine's not fully limit broken. It's not all the way to level 100 yet. It is transformed. It is a 5-star now. So it's a AoE ability, AoE water ability, and it's a very quick ability, 3 times hit. Now, what makes it good, okay, so I think the max damage is like 700 or 710%, something like that. What makes it good is its buff. And at first, I didn't read this properly. I read it as bonus. There's a difference between buffs and bonuses, obviously. So this one, additional damage based on own defense for 20 seconds. Now, initially, I thought that it was just on the skill. So the more defense that you build up, the more damage this skill does. Wrong. Wrong. That is not what's going on here. And I'm going to explain this to you right now. So, or in a second here, because in order for me to explain it, I have to show you. But before we do that, I want to go over some of the best ways to build for this skill. So obviously, the key part is that buff. The more defense you have, the more damage you do. Okay? Now, I thought, like I said, it was for the skill. It's not. What that means, it affects everything, which makes it insanely good. Like, insanely good. Okay? So, best ways to build for the maximum amount of damage that you could possibly do. Obviously, you're going to be running the skill. It doesn't need to be your switch skill. You could put your highest damage or most effective skill as your switch skill. Like for me, for example, I have Alice running as my switch skill because she heals and she has high damage. So I have her as my switch skill. Now, I also have right here the Straya, which is Straya is a defensive skill. So every time you use it, it gives you a buff for more defense. And I don't have her max level. I don't have her transformed or anything like that. But it lasts for 15 seconds. So obviously you can use this before you use the Eugeo skill. Now, or actually you could even use it after. Now we have this Argo skill, which I prefer to use this one because I could just buff myself and forget about it. There are other skills that are better than this one, as they give you more defense. But just this one's just so easy to just click, forget, and just leave it there. Now you can combine it with other ones. So as long as it doesn't say enhanced defense 3, you can double buff and use other skills on top of that. Some of the other skills that are useful are, there's for example a Lifa skill that's very useful. Where are you? This one here. Now this one is enhanced defense 2, so you can use them both at the same time. Now what the difference is that this Lifa increases your defense for pretty much double the Argo skill, but for half the time. So if you don't mind continuously buffing yourself, because 30 seconds goes fast, if you don't mind continuously buffing yourself, then that's not a bad option to use. Now, another option to use, obviously, is a new Straya that we have. anything that increases your defense helps you. So can I click on here? So the Straya, well, not that she increases defense, but she works when you increase your defense. So while you have a defensive buff active, attack power increased by 20%, which is a lot, especially with that Eugeo skill. It's a lot. So, you know, a good option is to have kind of a good balance between everything. Have some attack buffs, have some defensive buffs. Now, when you're going through your armor setup or your passive setup, long hair Asuna is a very good option because she increases your defense by 7.2% in my case, because she's not fully maxed out yet. And for every hit that you do on your hit counter up to 100 hits, she increases your defense. So a very good option. You have this Kirito here, increases your defense by 7%. Very good option. It's a free-to-play Kirito. You have Wise Asuna, increases defense. Anything that increases defense is a good option. You have other kind of like niche options, or you know, options that are situational, like Struggling Elizabeth increases defense by 18, which isn't that much, but autosave for defense plus 18.7% when you're status affected. That's where it comes into play as a very good skill. But again, it's situational, so you can't use it all the time, because that's for like if you know you're gonna be fighting a boss that has that kind of effect where it's gonna they're gonna debuff you. These skills right here, like arranged or hair arranged, Lisbeth, this Kismil, this Lydon, all of them increase defense, but they're for specific fights, like reduces damage from thrust monsters, from slash monsters, from blunt type monsters, and so on and so forth. So you get the idea. This Lisbeth is really good, but the problem with this one is you would have to be under 25% HP for you to get that big buff, because that's a huge defensive buff. Again, unfortunately, most of the time you don't even want to be under 25% HP, and most of the time you won't be under 25% HP, and there's better skills that are more effective, especially if you have Alice. Some of those skills that I'm talking about is Energetic Silica. Increases your attack when your HP is over 75%, so that's a good option to use. This Silica here, Pastel Summer, when your HP is 75% or above, increases your attack. So things like that are good options. Now, let's actually go into showing the skill and why I said this is probably the most broken skill in this damn game. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna challenge the defeat a wolf with Alice, and I could just go into any boss fight and you'd see it, but just because this is a quick fight, it's easy to showcase the amount of damage that we do here. Alright, so first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a regular attack, right? So let's just go and hit him once. 600, 680, you know, so anywhere between 650 to 700 damage on a basic attack. Now, we're going to buff ourselves, alright? We're going to buff ourselves just so you can see. I missed, so now I got to wait for that buff to go. So, whenever it goes. Oh, and I want to show you the Alice skill too. So let's see Alice. Okay, so that was a critical hit. That wasn't a good example. Okay, here we go. Increase our defense. Nice. All right, so now we have 2 buffs active on our defense. Okay, before I activate this skill, I want to show just the Alice skill. Okay, bro, it's like critting like crazy. This is not going to be a good example. All right, let's do the Yu-Gi-Oh skill now. Okay, so you saw that I was hitting for about, you know, 700 on my basic attack. So now I have the Yu-Gi-Oh buff. 3000 attack. Basic attacks. So what does that mean? That means that the Yu-Gi-Oh skill buffs your basic attacks based on your defense on top of all your other skills, because your other skills will get buffed as well. I'm going to run through this one more time just to kind of show you guys even more detail, because that one just like it just decided to crit like crazy for me, and I don't even have any crit buffs going, but that's fine. That's neither here nor there. Another thing to keep in mind is Koharu. You can raise up your defense with Koharu. Throw a bunch of buffs on her, party buffs, to be able to do that. Alright, so one more time. Basic attack 628. We're going to buff ourselves up with our defense. Going to use the Straya skill. Alright, cool. Now, we're going to do our Alice attack just to show you. 8,400. Now we're going to do our Yu-Gi-Oh skill. Alright, so we did that. Now, look at our basic attacks. 300 or 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 4,000. That is insane. Our Alice skill, 9,000, so it increased as well. That is insane. That is massive. Massive. Okay, you're talking about going from doing 600 damage on a basic attack to then going to do 3,000 plus damage. That is insane, guys. That is insane. That is 500% increase. Okay, 500% increase. I don't even... It's so broken. Now, obviously, it's not a 500% increase on my Alice skill, because at that point, it added about 1,000 onto the Alice skill. But still, at that point, you could just spam your basic attacks, combine it with your other skills just to keep your defense up, and just do astronomical amounts of damage. It is insane. Honestly, I feel like, I don't want them to do this, but I feel like they probably will. Like, I can see Bandai putting out a patch to kind of nerf this skill because of how strong it is. It is way too overpowered. That's the type of skill that's going to have a long lifespan. And if you guys don't have this skill at the moment, yikes. I mean, I don't want to advocate spending money, but I mean, bro, I guess reroll like crazy to just get this damn skill because it's just so strong. I don't understand like how they could just put a skill out that is that strong. It's I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love that they did that. But it's still absolutely broken. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I want to know, like, did you guys notice this? Because I sure as hell did not notice it until a little bit ago. Because I honestly thought that it said bonus and not buff. That's what I get for not, like, straight up reading it. But it is broken. That is a broken ass skill, and it's going to be broken for a very, very long time. Like I said, it's one of those skills that has a long lifespan, and not even like, let me see the Eugeo shield, because I'm kind of curious to see how that one is. So that one, so here, this is why I thought it said bonus, because you look at shield bash, unbeatable Eugeo, it's a bonus, so it means that only this skill does the higher damage for your defense, whereas this Yu-Gi-Oh skill, it buffs everything. Oh my god, that is just, it's amazing. It really is. I need to see the free-to-play one now, just to make sure, because it's such a mind-blowing thing. You don't ever expect them to do anything like this, and here they go and they do something like this. Where do we have it? We have it right here. So let's take a look at this really fast. Because I went over this, and okay, so this one is bonus. This one's bonus. It's not even buff. Oh my god. Honestly, I hope they don't fix it. I hope they don't make adjustments to it. But oh my god, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, down in the comments, let's have that conversation, guys. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. And if you are planning on whaling for this broken ass skill, then not this one, but the one that we're showcasing here today. If you're planning on whaling for it, make sure you hit up Maverick Games down below in the description, because oh my god, I am so glad that I actually whaled on this skill. So with that, guys, I will catch you all later. You guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, they have a misprint on there too. Additional. Peace out, guys.